What a story. Do you have time for a story? I'm kidding. We're back in the kitchen. Welcome to Life on the Moose, and welcome back if you've been here before. It is flannel weather. Look at this. 2 days ago, not kidding you, 2 days ago, it was 81 degrees. Today's high, 59. So it's a little bit brisk. Today we're going to wrap all of these openings. We're going to cover all of these sills. We're going to put a hatch door in right there. Maybe put a hook on it so you can open it up and hook it to the eave underneath. We have some live edge that we're going to use for some of these sills. And for some of the wrap material, this is wood taken from the old house, from this property. So my total cost of materials today, $0. That's my favorite number when it comes to total costs. So this episode probably started a minute and a half ago for you. It started a day and a half ago for me. Holy cow. What a story. Do you have time for a story? I mean, I'll tell you a story if you want to hear a story. It's not really a happy one, but it's a story. It all started in the woodshed on Red Moose Ranch. Yesterday morning, about 9 o'clock. I gathered up the wood that I was going to use for the wraps and the opening sills and whatnot. And I processed them right there on Red Moose Ranch. I had to rip some of those boards because they were just too wide. Of course, I cut them to length. I know this is probably perhaps your most exciting part of it. I did a little bit more sanding. I don't have too much footage of sanding. I mean, that is something I wouldn't want to drag on, is footage of sanding. I mean, you could go on and on about how exciting sanding is, and even with a monotone voice maybe really excite people about the virtues of sanding. And I'm kidding. So once I was done working on everything in the barn, I gathered everything up, brought it over here to the Spur cabin. And when I get it here, I look at this wall and I go, wait a second, that's not finished, because I could see the beam, I could see the open brackets. So what I did is I went ahead and finished this wall. You already saw me put most of the stuff on most of the kitchen. So I didn't want to bore you, so I just took care of it real quickly. And wouldn't you know, as soon as I finished that, about 3 o'clock, I was looking forward to getting going on this episode. It started raining. Not just raining, but raining hard, and thundering, and lightning, and windy, very windy. So I hunkered down in here for a few minutes because it was too loud to even talk. I did get some footage, just to let you know it really did happen. So that lasted about a half an hour, and I thought to myself, wait a second, this is the last opportunity I'm going to have to do a little lawn work, do a little lawn mowing, because when it's super dry, you don't want to run a lawnmower. So I said, what the heck, I'll just get this episode going the next day, meaning this morning, and I'll get out of here, go back to Red Moose Ranch, start the lawnmower up and mow for a couple hours, because we had a window before the next storm was supposed to come. So I did that. I buttoned everything up here, went over to Red Moose Ranch, got the lawnmower out, and it wouldn't start. And it wouldn't start. I fought with that thing for what seemed like an hour. Inexplicable. Next thing you know, it starts raining and thundering and windy and lightning and everything else. So, last night, a waste. Nothing accomplished. So I thought to myself, maybe there's a reason I wasn't supposed to be running the lawnmower last night. Maybe I was going to get struck by lightning. I don't know. I thought, well, I'll just do it in the morning. Meaning this morning. So at 8 o'clock, I was up there trying to start the lawnmower, and the lawnmower did not start again. So I tried everything I could think of. Cleaned up the spark plugs. I bled some gas lines. I cleaned out the air filter. I did everything, and it wouldn't start, and it wouldn't start. And then I told myself, I'm going to try one more time, if this doesn't work, I'm loading it up in the truck and I'm taking it to town. And it started at 10:30 this morning. So I mowed for an hour and a half, had some lunch. I had bear chili for lunch. Sorry you missed it. Well, it was actually bear and venison chili. My goodness gracious, that was a long story. I say we get to work. Well, the process is kind of involved, so it takes a while. But this is what it looks like. What do you think? So we have that wood from the old house here. And this is the ponderosa pine that I milled up last spring. Milled up the same time I milled the bar wood. So we have live edge on this side, trimmed out on the other side, as you probably saw. Same with the doorway. We got this post wrapped. Finished off these ends. so you don't see the warped cupped siding. So it looks good, a little more finished. Same thing with the outside. This will get stained, of course. Both of these pieces will be stained. So that'll look finished and complete when it's all done. I'm getting a tad bit nervous that we're gonna run out of material. A lot of surfaces to cover here. So I think I do have some more material back at the barn I can scavenge if I need to make this work, but I think it's gonna be close. What do you want to do next? Let's do this side next, right here. I don't want to wrap this yet in case I completely run out. I can always wrap this in cedar if I have to. So let's tackle this part right here. So I can wrap that post, wrap this side, and then put this sill up. This sill is not going to be live edge. I'll get to why eventually. There's going to be something else happening right here. Little change of plans. This whole thing is kind of an evolution. It's just whatever we feel like doing, we're just going to do it. And if we have to take a left turn, we'll take a left turn. So for now, let's work on this opening and keep trimming. So because these sills are ponderosa pine, obviously a lighter wood than the stuff that came from the old house, I'm going to polyurethane this just like I did the bar. It'll keep it kind of that light blonde wood. Not going to stain it. Not going to use the red moose cedar stain that I use on almost everything. So like I mentioned before, the trim on the outside will get that stain, but these sills will be polyurethane. It's an exterior polyurethane. So that's what I'm going to use on this as well. That's going to look nice. The color in this thing is pretty amazing. I don't know if you can see that from there without the poly in it, but that's really going to look nice. You can see these pinks right here. and the blues. Oh, we have rock. Got a load of rock delivered. Gravel, road gravel, actually. Actually, we have 2 loads of gravel. One is a pup. So a truck pulls a trailer. That trailer, which is a little smaller than the dump truck itself, that's called a pup. Not sure you knew that. So a truck and a pup came and delivered some gravel down below. You want to go see it? Okay, I'll show you. Maybe I can finish this up if you want to start spreading gravel. You want to do that? Well, I don't have the tractor here yet, so you'd have to do it by hand. You'd have to wheelbarrow it up the hill from the gate. You don't want to do that? Okay. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. I'll take the tractor over here maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. Maybe next week. Who knows? My future's wide open. So I'll take care of the gravel. Don't you worry about it. But eventually I'm going to take the gravel, spread it around the cabin up there, spread it around here. One thing that gravel is nice for is the splatter. Because right now, rain is coming off of this roof and hitting the ground. And it's splattering because obviously the ground is dirty. Go figure. So it's splattering onto the building itself. So gravel is nice because gravel, once it's clean, it's clean. It won't leave any splatter marks of dirt on your building. Not sure I'll get to gravel this episode or not, but one way or another, there's going to be gravel. Okay, enough rock talk. Let's work on that hatch opening right here. This is the board I'm going to use for the sill. Another piece of ponderosa pine, milled up last spring. I think it's going to look good. Well, let's get back to work. And just like that, the hatch opening is finished up. Well, hatch, door, window, what would you call it? I'm calling it a hatch opening. I don't know. We're going to put a hatch door on it. I mean, what's a hatch door? We'll call it a hatch door. It's 5:15. The next step is putting this door on, putting some hinges on. And I don't have my hinges with me. And I ran out of battery in my skill saw, my circular saw. I know, skill saw's a name brand. So I'm going to go back to the ranch and get some hinges. Make sure I have everything we need to finish this up. A couple latches, a couple hooks. Stay put. I'll see you here in just a few seconds. I mean, it's going to be so short you won't even know I'm gone. Well, except I might show a pretty scenery or something in the meantime. Maybe a sunset or a sunrise, to let you know that a day has gone by. Other than that, I'll see you real soon. Okay, who wants to build a hatch door today? I do. Okay, let's do it. So this is the old plank that came from the old house. Big beefy board. So this is almost exactly as wide as it needs to be. I might have to trim it just a little bit and that's it. And I'll have to cut it to length. So the ends are kind of gnarly. I'm just gonna clean each one of those up. Plus there's a hole right here. Not exactly sure what caused that, but regardless of that, everything else is nice and solid. This will be the side that faces inside the kitchen. I'll cut this off as well. And then I'm gonna put some cleats across here, stop this from cracking any further. And I'm gonna use this wood, which also came from the house that we tore down. Okay, let's build a hatch door. we have a hatch door. Check it out. What do you think? Kind of held up there with a simple little hook. Now to put it back, I might have to get on this pier block that's right down here. It opens and closes. This works out perfect because it wants to hit on this end first, which is awesome because that means there's a little bit of spring right here. So by the time you latch it, there's no more spring. Look at that. I'm gonna keep that closed for now so I can stain the outside of that. In fact, look, I'm wearing my staining shirt. Boy, this is an oldie but goodie. This is like a 1.5 years old. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who's buying merchandise. I really do appreciate that. There's a little glitch with how it's showing up on my channel. I know you have to search for it a little bit harder than I want you to, but it's there. So thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna hit these sills first with polyurethane. By the time that has a chance to dry, then I'll hit my exterior trim around that doorway. It's coming together. Look at that. Let's put some poly on those sills. Well, congrats. You've made it to the end of this video. I'm proud of you. You deserve a gold star or something important, something of value. You know, you choose what it is. You deserve it. So thank you. Thanks for watching Life in the Moose. I appreciate that. So next week, we're going to get going on these cabinets, I believe, once and for all. We have some gravel. You probably don't want to see a whole episode of me hauling gravel, do you? I didn't think so. I wouldn't want to watch that either. I might sprinkle a few clips in just to let you know what I was doing. Other than that, we're going to concentrate on getting the inside of this thing finished up. I'd say, what do you think, 2 more episodes? Maybe 3 at the very most? No promises. I don't know how many we have left for sure. I haven't figured it out. We keep switching things, adding things, so that always throws a wrench in the works, but we'll figure it out. Holy cow, it's 2:39. I missed lunch today. I got started later than I wanted to, and this took me a little bit longer than I wanted to. That's the nature of the beast. So thanks again for being here. I do appreciate that. Thanks for the likes and the subscribes, the comments. It's all welcome. It's the more the merrier. Well, you take care of yourself and stay out of trouble now. I'll see you soon.